Today is July 28th. When I was in school, I built a habit of watching TV all the time. And there would be a report that would be done in college. And I would delay it, and then spend the next a day and a half creating a report. That should have taken a week to do. The reality is, once I get a report and I build upon it, then I refine it, and the time decreases. But what I initially did was I decreased it initially. And so there was no time to grow because it was always in a hurry. Day trading has given me introspection into the way that I lived my life and has made things conscious for me. It has created an environment that allows me to look at myself and figure out what I'm doing, and then use the rules to figure out how those rules fit into my life. And when I am essentially subconscious of the things that I should be aware of, then that subconscious controls me. When I was in school, that subconscious of being habituated to delaying things, it's called procrastination. It is a procrastination that has delayed things, and these things do not get done. And so the reason why successful people are more efficient is because they take deliberate actions to perform the duties, excruciating a detail initially. Once that occurs, then the subsequent actions that are repeated can be fine-tuned to minimize that distance between inception to completion. Initially, the time invested allows the exploration of the subject matter. What I have been noticing myself is that just like example here, coffee has caffeine in it, and that caffeine stays in my system, and I can feel it. I can feel it for about a day and a half. And I noticed that even though I drank the coffee like at the middle of the day, and I had like 6 hours of hard labor and drank a lot of water, that caffeine stayed with me, which caused me to have a bit of insomnia. And that's what caffeine does to me. That's subconscious. That subconscious is now being called upon, is brought forth for me to see and be able to do something about it. Recently, what I've noticed is that I bought a couple of programs from Al Brooks, and I truly believe that this guy knows what he's doing. And so I have been studying. However, what I have been doing is I have my notebook computer, a 17-inch notebook computer. I have Al Brooks right here talking, and I have this movie going at the same time. And so I'm ping-ponging between these two things, and my mind is being distracted between these two ping-ponging things that are occurring. Essentially what that means is that I've reverted back to essentially being preoccupied by the side that wants to enjoy life and the side that wants to enjoy life, which essentially means I have to focus on Al Brooks to become consistently profitable, therefore moving forward, building my life, and then becoming consistently profitable, and then moving into a better position in my life. The longer I delay, that study of Al Brooks is causing me to delay longer and longer and longer. And so now, starting today, I need to start focus on the subject of day trading. And the focus of day trading will allow me to become fluent in the language that he speaks so that I can apply it to the chart formations. Just like today. Today is a prime example. I had my cell phone and I looked at it, and apparently there was an inflation data that seems to be favorable to the general public. What I have noticed, though, when I go to a grocery store, the bagels that used to cost like 49 cents has climbed up within the past 6 months to 79 cents. Even a donut is like 78 cents. So the cost of goods are increasing, but apparently the inflationary numbers are not reflecting the actual things that are occurring. Even TV dinners that are in the grocery stores, they used to be about a year ago like $2, $2.50. Now they're like $4. It's $3 somewhere around there, $3.20 somewhere around there, which means that inflation has caused these things to be appreciated. Even going to Costco, there are stocks. There are things that have increased, and so I'm not sure where they're getting their inflationary numbers. But I tell you what, inflation is here, and apparently the inflation numbers are good. I don't know what that means, but the market went up today. So here's what I've noticed about the trade that I made on Amazon today. In my personal account, which is a very small amount. I did not trade my FTMO demo account today. So I saw how in the morning, because of the news, it started to rocket. And then it went up, and then it started to drop a little bit like that. And then what happened, what that meant was that there was a strong bullish move. And then it had a sideways pattern, which meant for a period of time, which meant that the strength, the bullish tendencies have been overcome by the factors of selling pressure. There's selling pressure there, which meant that there is a high likelihood that if I bought a put, that there will be an opportunity for me to make money on that transaction. And so so I entered with a put, and and immediately it went against me, but less so than what I had yesterday. And I waited and I waited, and I saw that it was on a first move in my direction, which was actually less than what it is currently now, or when I saw it about 10 minutes ago. Which meant that it dipped, and I sold out with a very substantial percentage profit, but it's a small amount of money. Which meant that if I had a lot of money, then that percentage will reflect on that lot of money as well, right? On a percentage basis. So I'm looking at this chart, and I can see that based on the way that the candlesticks are forming, I can see that it moves in a certain way, and it's indicating to me that the market wants to behave in a certain way. And me identifying that was the right thing to do. Now, how did I get to this point? I got to this point based on. So now day trading has become essentially day trading has essentially become academic. It actually has become academic, because the biggest part about day trading is understanding the emotions. And once that emotion has been captured and understanding my DNA, my own footprint in my existence that God created in this world. After God created the heavens and the earth, after a while he created me. So that means that as I am familiar with the subtle intricacies of my own behavior, once I park that, once I compartmentalize that part, a particular part of my life, then I know that whatever rules that I inject into my life towards trading, I will follow. I will not deviate from it. However, the market has a tendency to, even if I make a mistake, I get extremely rewarded because it's purely based on luck on certain situations. And I may fall victim to that particular aspects of making that connection between the false response that the market is giving me based on the inadequate preparation for the market. And that will cause me to create bad habits. And that bad habit will ultimately, at the end of the day, a week or maybe 7 days or 2 weeks or 14 days later, the market can come back and just yank everything that the market gave me and then some. That's how things work. So now that I have defined the nuances of me that participates in the market, I am essentially tied to the market with an umbilical cord whenever I'm in the market. And that injection of myself into this environment creates a whole new universe of the market. Whereupon, if I'm an observer, even electrons behave differently. If I observe it, it'll behave differently. If I don't observe it, it behaves differently. So the reality is, trading is essentially academic now. Academic in the sense that, so the second program that I bought from Al Brooks is the Encyclopedia of Chart Patterns. And I see the reasoning behind it now. I see it. Okay? If I have a very bullish candle, 10 of them going straight without a single bearish candle in between, it means it's bullish. It's simple as that. If I had this reversion thinking and I'm thinking, oh my God, it went up, it's got a reverse, so I'll buy a put on that. That's the incorrect way of trading. So what that means is that I have this encyclopedia of chart patterns where this man who is a PhD, he's a medical doctor, right? He's a doctor, not a PhD, but he's a medical doctor who has spent years developing these proven encyclopedia of chart patterns, and he compiled it. Okay, if it didn't work, he probably wouldn't charge it. Okay, if he wants to stay in business. So it's academic now. All I have to do now is to absorb the encyclopedia of chart patterns, okay, and keep reviewing his trading course, okay, to get refreshed. And then after I completely absorb his encyclopedia of chart patterns, then when I look at the market, then I Rolodex it, okay? I Rolodex it through. Okay, I'm looking at this. Rolodex it. Is it? Oh, it's that one. Okay, it's going to behave this way. Oh, it shifted. It's that one. It's this one. And then I can plan my strategy based on what I'm seeing instead of projecting, okay? If I have this encyclopedia that's like right here in the cloud, that's right there, then I can look at any chart patterns to see whether it fits. If it does not fit, then I don't trade. But if it fits, I trade, because I have this Rolodex of encyclopedia of chart patterns It's just not one, it's numerous chart patterns that have been proven throughout the years. I mean, this guy, Al Brooks, has this chart pattern that goes back to like the 1900s. Okay, I don't know if the market was there in 1900, but it goes all the way back, and then the Great Depression and the 1929, 1931, the great stock market crash, and then it goes over to the World War II and all that stuff, and these periods, and it shows how this level is reached to a certain level, and it creates this resistance throughout the years. So when I'm looking at the 1 minute chart, it is reflective of the yearly charts that forms. And it creates a repeatable pattern that has been proven out since the existence of the market. And so trading for me now has become academic. And what I have to do is remove this inability, procrastination. You know, all I have to now is remove this procrastination so that when I have my notebook computer, I'm not looking at what these people in Vietnam are doing. This young lady goes to her farm area, picks fruits, and walks over, and then goes to the market and starts selling, right? And it's like a 2-hour video. What a perfect way to waste my time. There's value for some people. For me, who needs to get to a certain point, cannot be wasting my time watching somebody selling melons on a street corner when it takes 2 hours. I need to spend that on building this encyclopedia. What I need to do is take that encyclopedia and then just dump it into right here and then connect it to my math CPU coprocessor. Way back when there was a 286, 386, 486 Pentium processors, okay, when I was going to school, right? So what that meant was that, so what that means is that this is all academic now. For me, it's all academic. And once I achieve a download of this encyclopedia of chart patterns, then I can utilize it into my trading. And then the whole world will become, it's like, well, it's okay. So somebody who has never read the Bible will never know what God and Jesus Christ is. They will never know what Matthew did. They will never know what Luke did. They'll never know what John saw. Okay, they will never see the perspective. These are the perspective of these individuals. So they are the encyclopedia. So when I read the Bible and I carry that around me, then I see what they saw. It's all academic now.